Well, good day everybody. Today I thought I'd make some cabbage, smothered cabbage. These are the ingredients we're using. I'm gonna use the bacon just to get a little fat in the pan to brown the cabbage in. This is some basically just some smoked ham that I'm gonna cut up in dices, and one onion and a little bit of Cajun seasoning. That's gonna be it for the ingredients. And just to get the cabbage a little softened up, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the microwave for 10 minutes. And for the ham, I'm gonna probably cut it in some cubes, about that size. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get all that done first. I don't think I'm gonna use all the ham that I have here, but I'm gonna use a pretty good amount of it. I want it nice and meaty. And I went ahead and measured it out. This is 1 pound of the ham. And like I said, this ham's already cooked, but I will try to get a little brown on it. We got 1 piece of bacon that I'll be using to fry the cabbage in, and I got 1 onion. Let me go ahead and dice up the onion. And for the bacon, I'm gonna just I cut it in a couple pieces here. That way you can kind of dice them all together, and I'm gonna make some little bacon strips with it. That way it'll render out the fat easily, more easy. So like that way you got nice little pieces of bacon. And I'm gonna go ahead and dice up the onion, not too small. So I peeled it, cut off the end, left the root side pretty much on there. So basically you just kind of cut it in half. Then we're just gonna basically make some dices with it. So this is the way I usually do it. Just kind of cut it, but don't go all the way through. And then turn it. Then you can kind of make some dices. Like I said, I'm not making small dices. I'm just making some good sized dices. And you can just take your little root piece and just toss that away. And here's my non-stick skillet, and my bacon had a little water on it just because I had it defrosting with the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of dry it off first, and I will go ahead and just cook this to release a little bit of the fat from it. Okay, bacon's pretty good now. A couple minutes. Go ahead and add my onion to it. And we're going to cook this till they get a nice little brown on them. Okay, here's our cabbage. Did 5 minutes, turned it on the other side, 5 minutes. Go ahead and we'll go ahead and cut the core out now. Just kind of run my knife like on a little angle. Ooh, Lord, that's hot. So let me get the core cut first, and then we'll cut it up a little bit. There you go. And I'm not going to cut this real fine by any stretch, but at least now it's more workable. And I basically just, so there's my root side here that the stem was on. So just basically at this point, I'm just kind of peel off one of the top layers here, and basically just kind of start making some slices with it. Pretty simple. Makes it a lot easier when it's cooked a little bit. Makes it a lot softer to cut. And that's pretty much it on that. Then we can just kind of take it like this and just kind of chop it. About like that. Maybe a couple chops down it. So that's half of it done. Here's my other half. So I got all my cabbage cut up now. Alright, got my onions, been browning for about 5 minutes now. Go ahead and add the cabbage. And I'm also add my my ham to it. And everything's added, and I got my fire on a medium-low heat. Don't have to be real. I mean, this will produce some water, so I'm going to do it without the lid because I want to try to get a little brown, a little bit on the ham. If it browns, not real concerned about it. Like I said, it's already cooked. but I want to get some brown on the cabbage. It just helps it taste a lot better. I'm not going to add any seasoning yet to it either, because you don't want to add any salt. It'll make the cabbage release moisture. Alright, we're about at the 30-minute mark, and I got a nice little brown that started on my pan here. So that's about what you want, because you want to get this cabbage a little brown to it. So it's finally starting to do it, and I'm going to probably add just a little bit of chicken stock to kind of deglaze this portion of the pan, because you don't want it to get too brown. But yeah, you see how the cabbage is starting to turn a nice brown color now, and that's what you want. But this ain't where we're going to stop at. We want to let this cook down and get real brown. And you don't want to put too much of the stock. I'm going to go ahead and put about 4 tablespoons in it. That'd be plenty to get it deglazed. And kind of why I like doing this in a non-stick. Just makes it a lot easier. Otherwise it'd be really stuck in like a black iron skillet or something like that. Magnolite, it would be very stuck. So this way you don't have to add a lot of oil to it to get a nice brown on it. So there you go, just that little bit stock and everything's deglazed now. And I'm gonna just let the water cook out again, uncovered, until we get it to get another little brown coating on it. Do that several times. Like I said, we want it nice and wilted and tender and brown. And I'm still not gonna add any seasoning yet. Hey, we've been about 50 minutes now. Got a nice little brown on everything. And at this point, we're gonna add a half of a teaspoon of Cajun seasoning and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and I kind of mixed them together. This is 1 teaspoon, but I want to use half of it, and I'm gonna give it a little taste and see what we got. So half and half. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and put about a 1/4 of a cup of some chicken stock in it. That way it'll kind of help me blend the seasoning into everything. Then I'll give it another taste and see if I gotta add any more seasoning to it. I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of my seasoning. This is the 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1 teaspoon of Cajun seasoning total. And we're pretty much there. I'm gonna go ahead and let this cook down maybe about 10 more minutes. I'm gonna put the lid on. I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna do my fire on a very low heat too. Alright, everything's done. About 55 minutes total. And yeah, it's done. Just you know, keep an eye on it as it browns. That way the bottom doesn't stick. But don't add water until you absolutely have to. And just smother it down on a real low fire. Like I said, I'll just use some regular pre-cooked ham. Forget what it's called, like, you know, a big pre-cooked ham they sell with the bone in them. I deboned it all and I froze it separately. That way when I want to cook something like this, all I gotta do is take a hunk out and cook it. So yeah, that's how you do it. Like I said, when you put the lid on, it will make a little moisture, as you can see, which is good because you don't want it real dry. But just do that at the very end, maybe the last 5 to 10 minutes of cooking. And that's it. As you can see, my meat got a nice little brown on it. So yeah, that'll be a good little side dish. Well, everything's done. Let's go ahead and give it a little taste here and see what we got. Got some of the cabbage on there. Got a big old piece of that ham. That is so good. The cabbage almost develops kind of a sweet taste to it as it cooks down, I find. But like I said, it's simple, very delicious. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Thanks.